This is the IZIP E3 Metro, and it's sort of the fun, classic-looking electric bike that gives you a lot of storage with this nice little rear rack, and then this really playful front rack. And that's the first thing that people notice about this bike, and you can take it off, but I really love how they went with some wood here, and they made it match and everything, and actually designed this really well. So you can see there's this spring down here, and it kind of helps to keep the bike on track. And when you turn the handles on this bike, the front rack doesn't turn with you, and so when you ride this thing, it can be a little bit spooky at first. You think you're turning, but doesn't look like you're turning. You're used to seeing your wheel turn, but it's not. The reason they designed it this way is so that you can actually carry heavier loads without dumping them, without getting out of control. And so that's the proper way to do it. If you're going to have a front rack, this is way better than trying to fasten a basket or something to your handlebars. But it just takes some getting used to. But stick with it. If you end up getting this bike, things work out just fine with a little bit of practice. So I'm just going to go through some of the other cool features. You can see this green cap here on the front and rear tire. That means these come pre-slimed. They've got the Curry's signature extra thick sort of road street tire tread tires, and disc brakes. You can see down here, there's sort of normal sized disc brakes on this one. You've got the nice Tektro brakes. They cut power to the motor when you pull them. And that kind of rounds out the features of the bike. It only has 7 speeds. You can see back here there's seven rings on the rear and 1 up on the front ring. But it does have this nice plastic chain guide, so the chain won't fall off as easily, which some of the older electric bikes, that would happen. It was kind of a bummer. So I like what they did here. I think it's enough gears, especially because it is an electric bike, right? You've got assistance, but it's an interesting choice, and I guess it keeps the chain from falling off. It keeps it simpler, so I guess I'm okay with that. The pedals are one thing that I'm not loving. They look pretty nice. They're metal, but they actually can be kind of slippery when your foot gets wet. So be careful. Is all I would say. I really like the Welgo pedals. They've got like these metal spikes in them. You could easily replace these. Just get some Welgos on Amazon for $20 or something. This bike is in sort of the more affordable range for electric bikes, and it actually offers a lot of power for the price. So this back here is a 500-watt geared hub motor. That's awesome. That's really, that's the higher end of motors. Bikes like this, in fact, earlier versions of this bike might have had only, 350-watt hub motor. That's going to help you with the extra cargo and stuff, or if you're just using it kind of like a nice cruiser bike. So it doesn't really have fenders or anything, but it does have these, you basically the racks are going to keep you a little bit dry. And you'll notice the battery, there's no battery on the back. It's actually built into that nice down tube there. So it's a 36-volt battery, 10 amp hour. That's fairly standard. So you're getting kind of a standard lithium-ion battery, but with an upgraded motor for that extra power. And one other unique choice they made with this bike is this double kickstand down here. I'm not in love with these. Pedigo bikes and some of the other brands come with the double prong, like motorcycle style kickstands, but this one actually folds up. Both of those come up to the side, and I kind of like that because at least it's not hanging down so low. But I don't know, it may take some getting used to, or you can replace it. Again, I've done that on my bikes, replaced it. The battery on this bike it can be removed, but it's not recommended, and it's really hard to do. So I guess I would just kind of keep that in mind. And you'll notice there's just a ton of wires here kind of running down the side of the bike like that. And this is kind of vulnerable. I mean, the lowest point on the bike is like the front of the battery right here. And so this bike really isn't meant to be ridden off-road. And you might be careful if you are, you're using it on trails or being kind of rough. It's really meant for relaxed riding. And that's, the seat here, it's oversized. It's got like a nice shock. This thing's just for cruising around town. And it's got the nice adjustable neck. Everything works as intended. So let's get into the electric side of things. You can turn the bike on here, and you can basically go from pedal assist to pedal on demand, and there are different settings. You sort of use the plus and minus. Curry makes IZIP, is now using this like twist off computer. So that's sort of one security measure you've got. I mean, you're leaving your battery on the bike, but people might not even realize this is an electric bike, and they certainly can't do anything with it without the computer. So it's kind of like a Segway, actually. Segway uses the same thing. And then here's the twist throttle. So this bike offers pedal assist mode, and in pedal assist mode, it uses these pedal X sensors. You can see the little metal dots. Anytime you're turning the crank, it's sending a signal to the motor to go ahead and power the bike. Or you can go pedal on demand, and you can just use the twist throttle like a scooter. So it's nice to have both. I think they've done a good job with that. This bike's, I think there are so many IZIP bikes and EZIP bikes. It's really which one appeals to you. Whether you think you're actually going to go to the grocery store and carry some stuff back and have some flowers, and it's kind of cute that way. This is the step-through model as well, so it's really easy to get on and get off, and it's a solid bike with that 500-watt motor. It's like $2,500 or something. It's a good price point. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on and take it for a ride here. And oh, I just turned it off. Let's see, IZIP 2.3, cool. Yeah, so I just switched it to pedal on demand, which means twist throttle mode. Okay, there's the throttle. There we go. Nice and smooth. It's a beautiful day, riding your bike around. I'm going to show you the basket. See how I'm turning? The basket's kind of staying straight. That's what takes some getting used to. Right there. Well, that's it. It's a lot of fun. This is the E3 Metro. Nice bike. For the full written review and more pictures, check out ElectricBikeReview.com. I'll see you there.